I'm gonna sing a couple of songs to prepare our environment, to prepare our soul for the Spiritist talk tonight. So welcome to our meeting. First of all, I'm gonna sing a song called Vibrate. When life lends a hand, it's time to open up your heart. It is time to love one another. It's time to take part. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into songs. Our dreams become reality, and we join Jesus for eternity. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into songs. Our dreams become reality, and we join Jesus for eternity. Now, song to Mother Zephyrina. Source of love that radiates, warming up our cold nights, support and comfort, support and comfort, cascades from down the mountain, calling the children of earth with love in their hearts, with love in their hearts. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in hard work. The solution lies in hard work. Oh, my Mother Zephyrina, harvest of wonderful blessings, make your small son a good Christian, make your small son a good Christian. Source of love that radiates, warming up our cold nights, support and comfort, support and comfort, cascades from down the mountain, calling the children of earth with love in their hearts, with love in their hearts. My soul never loses hope, because your love list of wonderful blessings. Make your small son a good Christian. Make your small son a good Christian. Now I'm gonna sing a song that really calmed me down. If I close my eyes to pray, I heard the sound of the sea far away. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. Body harmonizes, how well done in the hay. Music lifts his spirits in sweet ballet. Nature's love, a constant giveaway. In joy and peace, my heart finds its way. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. If I close my eyes to pray, I heard the sound of the sea far away. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. Body harmonizes, how well done in the hay. Music lifts his spirits in sweet ballet. Nature's love, a constant giveaway. In joy and peace, my heart finds its way. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway.
Sometimes it's not so easy. Sometimes it's not so close. Sometimes we build our dreams, but then we see them decompose. When you feel down the dumps, feeling sad and blue, give life a chance, my friend, the sun will shine again on you. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Have little faith in you. sorrow you can dream all your dreams again. Though some sorrow remains, it doesn't mean the end. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Sometimes okay to feel blue. Have little faith in you. Dream all your dreams again. Though some sorrow remains, your dreams can get you through. Have little faith in you.
When I go in to pray, I look for my good Jesus. And when I close my eyes, I can feel all His light. I open my heart for all He has to say. He shows me the best way I can enjoy my life. Jesus, they never we apart. Please bring all your light to shine inside my heart. Jesus, Jesus, I can be content. I have your endless love and your protecting hand.
Quand la nuit tombait à Capharnaüm, la maison de pierre si simple, un foyer commun, s'emplissait de paix, dans son cœur chacun recueillait les paroles de lumière du Maître divin. Il me plaît de rêver, de me trouver aussi aux côtés de Jean, Simon, Jacques, André et Lévi, de planter dans nos âmes la sémence de la foi, la sémence que Jésus nous donne et qu'un jour poussera. Et je m'imagine enfant à cet endroit-là, peut-être Jésus m'inviterait à sortir un soir dans les jardins de chez Pierre. J'entendrai sa voix à dire: tu sens cette brise, la lune, tu la vois, il faut repartir tout comme elle, puisque telle est la loi. Et pendant ta prière en famille, tous les jours on se reverra. Et je m'imagine enfant à cet endroit-là, peut-être Jésus m'inviterait à sortir un soir dans les jardins la lune, tu la vois. Il faut repartir tout comme elle, puisque telle est la loi. Et pendant ta paix en famille, tous les jours on se reverra. Et pendant ta prière en famille, tous les jours on se reverra.
Hello, friends. Good evening. How are you all doing? It's a pleasure again to have you with us tonight for our public meeting. And we hope you enjoyed the songs in the beginning. I really like that part of our meeting. It just helps me really get into the mood, right, and appreciate this moment. So, as always, before we start with the talk of today, we want to share some announcements with you. So, this is a special time in our, I'm sorry, this is a special time here together. So, we ask you to please turn off your phone notifications, stay away from your phone for right now if you can. Find a quiet place if possible, right? So you can really enjoy this time here. So our meeting format is 30 minutes more or less of a presentation with a 10 minutes question and answer. And don't forget that we have our spiritual care right after the questions and answers. So now is a good time for you to get some potable, some drinkable water and set that aside so that water can be magnetized, during the spiritual treatment. The good spirits will actually put good energies in that water that you and your family can benefit from. Don't forget that we are here now live, but we are retransmitted on we are live on Tuesdays, right through the Facebook in Spiritism Canada, through the Facebook for Concavers Continental, but we are retransmitted through our friends of Kardec Radio through their Facebook and YouTube on Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to learn more about Spiritism in a group setting, online and free, you can join us for the course Get to Know Spiritism. Is free, like I said, every Saturday at 5:15 Eastern Time, p.m. And it will start again fall 2025. So stay tuned. We also offer gospel at home, so you can request the gospel at your home. So if you need more information or if you'd like to request some assistance, we can actually help you start and maintain the gospel at home. And the gospel at home, it's a short meeting at your home that you gather with your family or by yourself at a specific time and a specific day every week for 15 to 20 to 30 minutes maximum. And you can pray together. You can actually read, and meditate on the gospel of Jesus. And, you do these every week. There are so many benefits to that. So we can help you get started and maintain that practice. We also have our vibration book, what you can also call it a prayer book. It's an online confidential list that you can put your name or the name of anyone who needs prayer. It can be an incarnate or it can be a discarnate. And this person is going to be assisted by the good spirit with strength to overcome whatever problem they might be facing, at the moment. So the link for the vibration book, the prayer book, is in our chat. So you can find it there. So today, that's what we all are here for. So today, the talk today, it's about intelligence and instinct, and it's from the Spiritist book, and it's part one, chapter four. And our friend Rodrigo will facilitate the discussion today. Welcome, Rodrigo. And as always, if you have any questions, we love the questions and comments. So just put them in the chat and we'll address them later. Now, Rodrigo, join us.
Good evening, Anna.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
All right. So we're looking forward for this study today. Thank you so much for, leading it tonight. I'll let you do the opening prayer and I'll come back at the end so that we can talk about the questions we might get.
Okay, thank you, Anna. I'll see you soon.
Okay.
So now, as you probably know, if you're watching us for a little bit longer, if you're new, so we always start with a prayer to warm up. So let's start. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes if you wish, concentrate, focus all your thoughts to the highest, to the good, to the peace. Elevate our thoughts to the Creator, to our masters, to our spiritual friends, and the spiritual mentors of this work, asking for inspiration and intuition to provide the message, to bring comfort, to console, to help people to understand your teachings, your gospel, through the lens of the spiritual world. Please, Master, spiritual friends, help us to provide the most important message that we can reflect on the teachings and we can learn and apply those in our daily lives, that we can become better people in our homes, with our friends, in our work environment, that we can bring some joy, some good energy to help, especially those in need. Master, we ask your permission to start the study of tonight, always asking your blessing and your protection. Please be with us today and always. So be it. All right, so just I ask your patience. I just preparing my slide to be able to share. So now you probably see my screen. I am sharing my screen or not yet? Let me see. Just give 1 second. Now I think I'm sharing my screen with you. Then we're going to start talking today regarding the chapter 4, the vital principle. I'm just gonna remind you that, just gonna give me a second. I'm sorry, there is some problem here with these lights. So it just come back here. We talk about the chapter 4, the vital principle, and just a reminder that's the part 1 of the Spirit's book, and that's called the first causes. And then just to recap, so we talk about chapter 1, God, then the chapter 2 was the general elements of the universe. The chapter 3, we talk about creation. We start talking about the chapter 4, the vital principle. And last time that I talked to you about this chapter, we cover the organic and inorganic beings, and we talk about life and death. And today we're going to focus specifically on intelligence and instinct. So, intelligence and instinct. So, when you think about intelligence, instinct, so sometimes we may have misconceptions about intelligence and instinct. And what the idea of the study tonight is make us reflect and learn with the spirits their point of view, how intelligence and instinct are different and how they're also really connected. So when Kardec asked the spirits in the question 71, they ask this to the spirits: is intelligence an attribute of the vital principle? So you have to remember the vital principle, that what make us alive, right? So we are alive because we have the vital principle. And the spirits answer, no. Plants are alive, but they do not think. They only have organic life. Intelligence and matter are independent of each other. A body may be alive, yet lack intelligence. But intelligence can only be expressed through material organs. Only the union with the spirits, with the spirit and those animalized matter with intelligence. So, what's the big difference between humans and the other kingdoms? So, the mineral, the vegetable, the animal is this intelligence. So, minerals and vegetables, as they are saying here, they are alive in a sense. They have some organic structures, molecules, atoms. However, they don't have intelligence. Animals has instinct and some degree of primitive intelligence. And we humans, in the scale of progress, are the intelligence. But as we learn that intelligence comes from the spirit, not the physical body, which may be surprise some people that are materialistic because they believe that intelligence comes from the brain. So for us as spiritists, we understand the brain as a codifier of information that is connecting the spirit, that's the uh, intelligent principle. Then we have the perispirit that connects that information, and then you have the brain that translates to the physical body that information. So Kardec continues asking about intelligence and bring a concept here quite interesting, saying that intelligence is a special faculty possessed by certain classes of organic beings like us, which it endows with thought, the willpower to act, and the awareness of their own existence and individuality. Additionally, it endows them with the means to establish relations with the external world and to provide for them own needs. So interesting here that Kardec and the spirits are bringing ideas that we know now very clear. So there is no doubt that we have intelligence, that the intelligence needs a thought. So, and this thought and intelligence give us ability to act and have willpower. We have free will to choose whatever path we want to take. So different than, for example, animals. So although some animals there are what we call wow, they are smart, they have intelligence, but their intelligence is still driven by instinct other than intelligence because the decision making is much higher and more complicated. So, but the instinct is most of the time based on our needs. When we become ready to understand our thoughts and we see ourselves as an individuality, so then we become a human being because then we understand ourselves as us. So Kardec brings this interesting uh, 3 points to explain this concept together. One they call the inanimate beings. So those are formed of matter alone without vitality or intelligence. These are the solid bodies of minerals. So very clear here the concept. So then you have the animated ones, no thinking beings, form of matter and endowed with vitality, but not intelligence. So then you can think about the vegetable plants. So the vegetable kingdom it has those characteristics. And then you have an animate beings formed of matter, endowed with vitality and possessed of intelligent principle that gives them the ability to think. And that's us. So this is the biggest difference between us humans and the other kingdoms is our ability to think and act intentionally. So in the question 72, Kardec then asked to the spirits, what's the source of intelligence? Kardec is quite wise here because, okay, so that I got the idea, I got the divisions, but where is this coming from them? And the spirits say, we have already said the universal intelligence. So when you think about universal intelligence, so they are really trying to link to the creation. So that they probably refer to God because we are immersed in God. So then our intelligence has the origin and the universal intelligence, and that's the intelligence of the creator. So then Kardec continue asking, could we say that every intelligent being draws and assimilates a portion of intelligence from the universal source in the same way that it draws and assimilates the principle of material life? So Kardec in this question here, he's trying to establish a comparison to give us a more grasp about the concept of intelligence. And then Spirit said to Kardec, that's only an imprecise comparison because intelligence is a faculty proper to each being and comprise its mental individuality. Besides, you already know that there are matters that humans are not allowed to comprehend. This is one of them for now. So interesting here that it seems like the spirits show us that we reach a threshold of understanding. That so you have what Kardec is asking is true, but it's not the completely true. So it's an imprecise definition, but we cannot provide any more information because our inability to comprehend become very complicated to explain. So then what we do? So basically this spirituality is saying, so we cannot explain this further because there is a lack of comprehension. So if you try to explain algebra for a baby, so it's not going to work. So then what Kardec decided to do is, okay, let's change a little bit the way to ask and move in a direction. Well, okay, I got it that intelligence got a notion. Let's talk about instinct then. Is instinct something other than intelligence? So Kardec shift a little bit, say, okay, intelligence, we reach the level of comprehension that we can comprehend. So now, how about instinct? So their same intelligence are different, and the spiritualists say, not exactly. Even instinct is a type of intelligence. Instinct is no reasoning intelligence through which all beings provide for their own needs. So when people say, oh, do animals have intelligence? They do. So what type of intelligence? They have this rudimentary, primitive intelligence that is driven by instinct. And they learn by repetition. So if you train your dog, so your dog is going to learn some tricks. So, and some dogs learn a lot of tricks because they repeat. It's not, the dogs don't have the free will. They don't choose. You choose for them. They don't have a choice. You never saw a dog come to you say, I don't want to do this that you told me to do it. So they don't have the free will. They don't have the capacity of a decision making. However, if you put a dog in a situation where is danger, they instinctively protect themselves, as we do as well. We also have this instinct. And then Kardec asked, can we draw a line between instinct and intelligence? Can we determine when one ends and the other begins? And that's an interesting question, right? So when do we know that it's instinct, and when we know that's intelligence, and how do we know this? What determines is one and another? And the Spirit said, no, because for they frequently come and go. They come together. They're a mixture. However, and this is the important part, we can very well distinguish the actions belong to instinct from those belong to intelligence. For example, if you have a disagreement with someone and you start to screaming and be violent, aggressive, so which part of you are talking? Do you think that's more instinct or is more intelligence? So when we are in the situation that we feel threatening by something, we tend to bring the instinct. We react instead of thinking. And many times we do the opposite. We have a situation where we would like to react, but we don't because we think of the consequences and we just calm ourselves down, think, well, wise, drink water, calm down, wait 24 hours, 48 hours, then you talk to someone. That's intelligence. How to detect? Easy. Look at the actions. So if the action is more instinctive, is more explosive, it's more in a surviving style. So you know that's more driven by the instinct. And if it's more refined, if it's more calm, if it's more thought through with the intentionality, you are probably using way more your intelligence than instinct. However, don't get me wrong. So sometimes, if I just finished the talk now, you have the impression that instinct is not a good thing. And then Kardec, very wise, asked in the question 75, is it correct to say that instinctive faculties decrease as the intellectual faculties increase? So Kardec here is asking a sense of proportion. As more intelligent I become, do my instincts decrease? And look at what the spirituality answered. No. So if I ask you without show the answer no, you're probably gonna say yes. Because that's our understanding of instinct, unfortunately connect with something bad. That say, oh, the instinct brought the worst of me. But this is not what distinct really is. So distinct is the sense of surviving. It doesn't mean that you have to act badly. So the bad action is a choice. It's not a part of instinct. It's a part of a choice that's an intelligent being have a choice. Is our will to choose. So that's why I don't want you to leave this talk today. Think about instinct is a bad thing. So, and intelligence is a good thing. So, it's how we use them that will be good or bad. So, and distinct, when they say no, instinct is always present, but humans neglect it. How many times in our lives we have a situation that our instinct is telling us one thing and we do other thing. In my own choice, my free will, and don't end up well. So those, and they continue here, instinct can lead us to the good. Instinct is not a bad thing. It can lead us to the good. Why? Because every time that we survive, we give our spirit a chance of learning. It's almost always guide us. And you say, no, it doesn't guide me. And I say, well, I'm going to make you reflect. So why you think you don't have a lot of instinct coming to your way in your life is because maybe you have food in your table, you have a house to live, a car to drive. So that's why. But if you don't have it, if you are people who experience homeless, they're in the cold, they're starving, do you really think they have a reason to focus on their intelligence, or they have to use their resources to survive? And because they are surviving, they are having this opportunity to learn from the experiences. And that's why we have a instinct, because the instinct is a preservation strategy for us to be able to experience what we need to experience. And the spirits continue saying, sometimes more surely than our reason, it never errs. When we are acting truly based instinct, for example, I'm hungry, I eat. I'm cold, I found shelter. I'm going to give an example. There are unfortunately some situations that people die from hypothermia during the winter time because they drink, they doesn't have a decision making, and they decide to sleep on the cold, and then they die from hypothermia. Why they decide to do that action? Because the alcohol usage turns off a little bit of the instinct of preservation and allow a decision making that is not wise because the intelligence is not being used in the best way possible. And how many times in our lives we quiet and silent our instinct because we want to do the things the way we want. And then Kardec asked this very brilliant question. Why isn't the reason always an infallible guide? You spirits, are you telling me that the instinct is sometimes a better guide than intelligence? So why the reason is not infallible? So I have the free will, the intelligence, the decision make to choose. I know what's right, what's wrong. I have all this. Why it doesn't work? And the Spirit said, it would be if you were not distorted by pride, selfishness, and faulty education. Instinct does not reason, whereas reason calls for choice and in those humans with free will. So if you, I hope not, but if you ever had a situation in your life that you have to survive, you didn't think, you just respond. But when we have choices, we can make things better or not. Why? Because you have free will. Paul used to say, everything is allowed to me, but not everything is good for me. As a spiritist, we don't tell people, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do that. So that's not our responsibility. Our responsibility is to show you the consequences of your choices. And you, with your intelligence and your understanding, you're going to make choices. And choices have consequences. It seems like obvious, but sometimes we complicate it. Why we make this complicated? Because our ego, our pride, our selfishness, our fault of education, our inability to comprehend doesn't allow us to make good choices. And many other times make us to do great choices. And what we learn, bad choices leads to bad consequences, and good choices leads to good consequences. But remember that the result is not when you want and what you want, but is when you need what you need. And that's our difficulty to comprehend. Because the things in life doesn't happen in our time. It happens in the time when we are ready. And the spirits continue teaching us about instinct is a rudimentary intelligence, as I mentioned before. It differs from intelligence per se, in that its manifestations are almost always spontaneous, while those of intelligence are the result of thought and deliberate action. So I'm going to share an experience that I have with my mom. So when I was young, I was in a beach and we're on walking on the rocks. And there was a hole between two rocks and I felt. My mom got me by the neck. But like right away, she just got me. And I asked mom, wow, how could you catch me? She looked at me, I don't know. She didn't think, it was spontaneous. Just she just saw and reached it and grabbed me. Now imagine if my mom has to process what's going on. Oh, my son is falling in a big hole and gonna fall in the ocean. So in the sea. So now I have to take his neck because I cannot take anything else, and then grab him and pull him out. So I wasn't here to teach you today if that was the process. So instinct has its functions and help, and they are spontaneous. So when you do, people ask how you did that, you don't even know because it wasn't thought, wasn't planned. So different than intelligence. Intelligence requires thoughts and deliberate action. You think, you plan, and you act. It could be a short response, and could be a more complex task that you have to think more, a problem that's more complex to solve. A simple example to use in a human body is reflexes. You don't think. And we are built in a lot of reflexes that help us to survive. For example, please don't try this at home. Don't do it. But I'm sure 100% of times, if you put your hand in the oven very hot, your hand is gonna retract. How many times? 100% of the time that you do that is gonna do this. And it's always this way. Why? Because it's a reflex. You don't need to think. You don't think, oh yeah, my hand is burning. I feel smell, and your hand is there burning. No, it's just touch. And so those are reflex. Those are protective mechanisms, are instincts. If you think a baby, so the baby has a lot of reflexes. Then over time, they become movements and complex movements. But at the beginning, everything is a reflex. Is this instinct? This is rudimentary. So if you want to know more about instinct, just look at the nature, look at the animals. So how they know what they have to do. And most of them has this rudimentary intelligence. They know. For example, the Canadian goose know that when it get winter time, they start practicing for migration. And they migrate. And then when get warm, they come back. So then they practice and this every single year. And they don't need GPS. They don't think about it. They just do it. Why? Because they have those instincts that tell it's better for me to do that because I'm going to survive. Why? Because if they stay on the cold during the winter time, they'll die. So it's important to have instinct. It makes a species survive. And then instinct manifests in various ways according to the different species. I give you an example a couple seconds ago, and their needs. It's interesting that every species has different needs. A bird has a different needs than a bunny and a horse. In beings with a consciousness, that's our case, and the perception of external things, it allies itself with intelligence, with will and freedom. And that's the beauty. When we become a human being, we have the two things that help us to progress. We have a instinct that allows you to survive and make choices of survival. And also we have intelligence and the ability to have freedom to choose. And we can choose whatever we want. But remember that every choice has consequences. Choose wisely. And then progress is the law. Nowadays, we have in Spiritism this metaphor to say that we have two wings. So one wing is the intelligence, and the other wing is moral. And for us to be perfectly balanced, those wings need to be at the same, let's say, uh, structure, the same size, the same. However, nowadays we are moving big time on the intelligence. So think about the progress that we made. Think about the next progress that we're going to make with artificial intelligence. We have no idea where this is going to go. But question become, we're going to progress. But our moral progress is not moving as fast as intelligence. However, this is necessary because you just become more moral and focus on moral when you are intelligent enough to comprehend the meaning of life. Because when you're still on your instincts of preservation, I want to eat, I want to sleep, I want to reproduce. So those are basic standards. And it's still strong on us. As we evolve, we are shifting. And this moral wing will be balanced with our intelligence. And then the progress is immeasurable. And what's their goal? Why we have to do that? Why the intelligence and the moral? And why we have to progress? Because there is an ultimate goal. And what is the ultimate goal, Rodrigo? This is our ultimate goal. Is learn to love how Jesus loved us. And that's the end of my talk today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rodrigo, for this presentation. I haven't seen any questions yet, but my friends can double check that for me. But I have a few comments. I mean, thank you so much for this, and for the reminder too, right? That instinct, it's okay. I was fascinated with question 72, where you know they say intelligence is a faculty proper to each being and comprises a mental individuality. So we all have instinct, right? But our levels of intelligence is different, right? It's something that depends on our experiences. And I totally agree with you that this, the second part of the question 75 is a great question. Why isn't reason always an infallible guide? It's such a humbling kind of lesson there, because we always think, I'm intelligent, so I'm better. Instinct is bad, but thank God for instinct, right? So that we can save ourselves from uh, we can save us from ourselves, kind of thing, right? We, even if our intelligence is a little distorted, like he says, by pride, by selfishness, and faulty education, at least the instinct is there to fill that gap and kind of help us at least keeping alive, so that we can have adolescence and we can learn more and we can develop that intelligence, right? And that's the thing. So it was a really humbling thing. It's like, okay, should not be proud of your intelligence unless you have intelligence with good morals also attached to that, because then you are using your intelligence for good, right? Not incorrectly, or it's better to have instincts in that situation. So you know and what a great example of mother's instinct, right? It's like it seems like that one is even more like you know prominent sometimes. Yeah, the stories that we see, the mothers going to, like, if there is an alligator trying to get the baby, they go there, like, you're a human being and an alligator, you don't think that you're gonna get beaten, that maybe you'll fail. You just survive, or you just go and do it.
You
Right?
just you just
So
you just go. Doesn't matter how big is the alligator.
no.
so, so it
No.
doesn't matter.
You just, it's your kid, you just want to survive and make sure your kids survive too. So, and it really reminded me, and I know we're doing the spirits book too besides the gospel. So It reminds me a lot about the law of preservation that it's later, right, in the book that we'll talk about. I think it's part 3 or something when we talk about the laws of God. But I think this was great, and thank you so much for these reflections. The spirits book is not the easiest one to kind of lead a discussion, so we appreciate it, Rodrigo.
Thank you, Anna. I
No
appreciate your
problem.
comments. Oh, look at this.
Oh, now we have a question from Publio. So, how can Spiritism help us to get the balance between intelligence and moral?
Oh,
I
one
know
million
it's a
dollar,
million dollar
one,
question.
$1 million question. So if I have that answer, I'll be winning the Nobel Prize of Peace. So, old people used to say, the philosophers, know yourself. So that's one important thing that you have to know. So be careful to not trust only your intelligence. So sometimes you have to listen your instinct, especially when they are kind of strong. You have that strong feeling that you don't know why, but you have something that tell you no, it's important. So we can be the balance. And the moral is really acting on those. So if you have intelligence, how are you going to use that to, for example, help others? As Anna mentioned before, so we receive a gift of co-creation. God allow us to co-create. We use God creations to co-create. So we think about everything that we did based on nature. So we built airplanes. We built. So we discovered nuclear fusion. So we could solve many problems, but then when we don't use that intelligence and moral in equilibrium, so a a fusion that become a nuclear bomb that can really extinct our humanity. So what we have to do, study, and then do a propaganda, get to know Spiritism in the fall. So go there, study is one, because as more you learn, more you understand, more you start having using your intelligence to a moral purpose. What's the moral purpose? Help others, improve the life of others. So then you can do this through many things. Charity. So charity is not only material things. So of course it's part, but listen to someone that need it. So help someone or somewhere. So and there's many other ways that we can do that. So to me, uh, Rodrigo now saying, so you'll be this studying to learn more and
Mhm,
learn more about yourself and apply in a most kind of way
mhm.
that that's where you're going to find. I think when
Yeah,
you reach the balance between intelligence and moral, when the happiness of others belong part of your happiness. So
right.
then I think when you reach the balance.
Yeah, and I think that's where Spiritism help us because, by Kardec, translating like these laws, right, the divine laws and how things happen. Then if we align ourselves with those laws, then we definitely will make better choices, and that will show our intelligence, right? If we know that is not just whatever 50 years 70 years, but we believe in reincarnation, so it's like it's a book, it's multiple chapters, it's not just one chapter, so that makes us, and the law of, cause and consequence, right? The law of love, like why we're here, why we're created. So I think it explains to us um, some of these laws that help us and encourages us and makes us hopeful to take this path, to develop ourselves and our intelligence and our morals.
Yeah.
Um,
I
but
would
like
say to
Rodrigo
you,
said, come on Saturdays, right, in the
yeah,
fall and start studying more about the other tenets of Spiritism.
yeah. And to finalize my part is just if you study Kardec, is give you a good food for thoughts and intelligence. How the moral? Go to question 625, which is the model was given to us that we
Mhm.
should follow. And the answer is simple: look at Jesus. So, if
It's
you want
Jesus.
a moral example that follow, who, Rodrigo, who I should look at to give me some foundation how I should behave,
Mhm.
look the master and
Yes.
follow his footsteps. You'll be right all the time.
Yes. So, yeah, and that's what Kardec did, right? He explained a little bit better, like in a way that we see it, the gospel of Jesus, so we can understand it a little bit better and apply it to our lives too. Rodrigo
Thank you.
was great. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much. And have a nice night. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye. All right. So now we're gonna go into our the second part of our Tuesday night with our spiritual care. So our spiritual care with passes and the fluidified water. So passes is a transfusion of spiritual energy that can assist our physical, emotional, and mental balance. Who does not need, right? A kind of a reset, an infusion of good energy that can, give us the relief and the restoration that we need, from our battles every day. So to benefit from the spiritual treatment. So if you already know what passes is, you already received passes, you've been here for each week, you know that we do a guided passes. But if you are not sure, fear not. All you have to do is just to be quiet, remain prayer, or just close your eyes and, try to focus on the guidance, right? And the instructions. There are what is being said in the video for the passes. And if remember the water that you set aside earlier, then this is the time too where, you know after the passes during the passes, this water will receive healing energy for our body, for our soul, which we can benefit and our family can benefit from too. So before our passes, I'm gonna do a prayer for all of us. That's gonna be our final prayer too. So I invite you all to close your eyes, to breathe in and out, being thankful to God for this moment, for this opportunity here, for the day that we had, even if it was a successful day, or maybe in our eyes, this day had a lot more difficulties. Let's take this moment and be grateful for the experiences that we had, for the choices we were able to make. And let's ask God that we always use our instincts to survive, because life is beautiful and is really worth living with all its textures and difficulties. But it's a gift, and we are not here to suffer, but to evolve and to experience and to live to the fullest. But ask also God that we can use our intelligence, that we can use the good sense that is already in us. And we remember that we have instincts, that we have also intelligence. The intelligence can grow depending on our choices. And may Jesus, our master, our model, always be there with us, supporting us, so that we can make better and better choices every day. In this moment, with our hearts full of gratitude, let's also think about all the names in our vibration book, all the people who put their names in our prayer book. Let's vibrate with is already the best in us, so that God, Jesus, that their guardian angel can help them, people around them, that the relief that they need, the strength that they are seeking, that may they feel the hope that is necessary, the courage, the faith, and the joy to overcome any of the problems that they may have. May God protect us all, protect our houses, our families. May the light, the peace, and the love of Jesus be in every single corner of this earth. And may his peace stay with us, not just at this moment, but beyond until we meet again in his name. And so be it.
Let's get ready for the pass and water fluidification. Please get a container with clean water to be fluidified. Brothers and sisters, it does not matter where you are, what type of hardships you are going through. Jesus is always ready to come and help us. Place yourself in a comfortable position which can make it easy for you to reach concentration and receptiveness. Breathe slowly and easily. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Fill up your lungs with air and let it out very slowly. Let tranquility and peace energies penetrate your lungs and move throughout your body. Your soul in harmony with your body feels easy and in peace. Let's imagine Jesus' passage. A clear day, the sun's golden rays illuminate the happy passage in Capernaum. A lot of white houses, multicolored vines, and hopping birds fill the landscape with optimism. The news about cures attracted the crowd in need. Suddenly, Jesus appears slim and handsome. His tunic was hanging down to his feet. At sunset, all those with sick people hit by several illnesses would bring them, and as he placed his hands over each one, he would heal them. This is what Luke the evangelist says. Let's imagine Jesus approaching you. He holds his friendly hands over our head. Notice that from his generous hands, a waterfall with clear and pure water originated from his love come to bathe you. It flows on your head, goes down your shoulders, bathe all your being, and brings you peace, serenity, and balance. They remove all impurities and pacify you. Feel the water bathing you, cleaning. Breathe. Now, imagine Jesus as a sun before you. His light, his warmth surrounds you. Feel the healing energy that comes from Jesus towards you. He hears your prayers. Trust him. His love is endless and it follows you and protects you. It provides you with everything you need. Have faith. Absorb the healing energy from Jesus. His light surrounds you. Feel the energy going through all your body. Feel stronger and in peace. Lord Jesus, our divine friend, reach out your generous hands Lord, and change this water into medicine for our physical and spiritual illnesses. Protect us, Jesus, with your peace. Spread those vibrations of love throughout my home, Lord. May peace, health, and tranquility reign here. We are very grateful to you, Jesus. Stay with us today and forever. Thank God. Please remember to use the fluidified water.
Friends, it's with the sweet vibrations of the pastors that we bid you good night, and we ask you to follow us on Spiritism Canada, Spiritist Group Paths of Light, and Spiritism Canada in Facebook and also in YouTube. So thank you so much for joining us. May God bless you, and we hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.
Someone told me long ago that life is just a long road. Sorry, mate, but life to me is way much more. No matter what it seems to be, it's always time to make a change. Sometimes all we need is only one more chance. So try. Build that bridge over troubled waters, fly. If that's all that you have left to do, I want more. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more, no more sorrows, no more bad days. No more cries, no more dark hope. No more fear, no more fight. Someone told me long ago that life is just a long road. Sorry, babe, but life to me is way much more. No matter what it seems to be, it's always time to make a change. Sometimes all we need is only one more chance. So try, build a bridge over troubled water, fly. If that's all that you have left to do, I want more. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more, no more sorrow, no more bad days. No more cries, no more dark hope place. No more fear, no more fight. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more, no more sorrow, no more bad days. No more cries, no more dark hope place. No more fear, no more fight. Let the sun on the way shine, shine. Let the sun on